class 2, I'm back for the quiz. Hope you're ready. So I've basically put together 2 rounds. Each round has 10 questions. The first round is about our learning from this year. Okay, so anything we've learnt in class, I might have included it into the quiz today. And the second round is a little bit more fun, and it involves knowing things about our class or about me or each other. Okay? So we'll see how we get on. After every round, I will reveal the answers and you can then score yourself out of 10. And then at the end, you can add those 2 scores together and you can get your score out of 20, which you can then let me know about if you could. That'd be really cool. Please. Thank you. So I would advise getting yourself a pen and pencil or paper or whatever you want to record your answers, and then we can crack on. You can pause me if you need to do that. And then let's just do it. Let's go for it. So, round 1, question 1. What is Egyptian writing called? So what is the special name that the ancient Egyptians used to talk about their writing and their letters? Can you remember that from the start of the year? So what is Egyptian writing called? Question 2. Name 2 countries that are in Europe. So Europe is the continent. Give me 2 countries that you know are in Europe, please. Right. That might be an okay one because we literally just did that. I think you've got that one. Question 3. Which continent is Egypt in? So Egypt is a country. What continent is it inside? I think I'm pretty sure you'll be okay on that one as well. Right, question 4 is a sciencey question. So when we were doing electricity, we built some circuits and we also drew the circuits, how they would look if we were doing it in a scientific way. Can you remember we did straight lines for wires and all the parts of the circuit had different symbols? So, without having a peep on the internet or anything like that, because we're not cheating, do you know, can you draw the symbol that we would draw in the circuit for a bulb? So what is the scientific symbol for a bulb in a circuit? Try not to talk really, really fast. Sorry if I'm talking really fast. I'm not sure if I am or not. So number 5. How does sound travel through the air? Or through anywhere, any medium? That's another science one from our sound topic. How does sound travel through the air? Hopefully my little clue helped you there. Number 6. So we've done loads of writing this year and I've been so impressed by your writing. But when we wrote to Mrs. Gooding, why did we write to her? What were we trying to do? Okay, and you can put that in your own words and I will let you have it if you think, yeah, the answer's quite close. So what were we trying to do when we wrote to Mrs. Gooding in our writing this year? See if you can remember. There's a specific word I would probably expect you to use to get the point for that one. Number 8. Can you name a woodwind instrument? So you need to give me the name of any woodwind instrument, please, for number 8. Ooh, it's a siren. Number 9. How many parts are there in the Holy Trinity? So we've just done that in RE. How many parts are there in the Holy Trinity? And you can have a bonus point if you can tell me what they are. What are the parts? Sorry, Hugo's doing some snorting down here on the floor. So number 9 was how many parts in the Holy Trinity? And then we're at the end with number 10. Number 10. Mathsy one for you. See if you can think about this one really carefully. I know year 3 you've done this definitely this year. Year 4 hopefully you can remember and think really carefully about your length unit, and see if you can have a go at this one too. Number 10. If I was measuring a shed, so garden shed, if I was measuring a shed, what measurement would I use? And I've got 3 choices for you to pick from. Okay, so if I was measuring a shed, would I measure it in centimetres? Would I measure it in metres? Or would I measure it in kilometres? To the nearest whole number. So would you use centimetres to measure the shed? Would you use metres? Or would you use kilometres or kilometres? Which one would you use? So, back to the start for the answers. You have a little think. Reverse me if you need to. Rewind and listen to some of the questions again if you need to. Pineapple one. And I'll give the answers now. So, question 1. What is Egyptian writing called? You can have a point if you put hieroglyphics or hieroglyphs. You can have either hieroglyphics or hieroglyphs, the little symbols that they used, if you can remember, all the way back to our Egyptian topic. Number 2, now name 2 countries in Europe. Well, there's a lot of countries in Europe, so you can have a Google of that one if you want now, and see if you're correct. If you've got Spain, Italy, Greece, the United Kingdom, so any of the countries where we live, England, Iceland, you could have a third of Russia, you could have Ukraine. There'll be lots and lots and lots, and if you just give it a little Google, it'll tell you whether you're correct, and then you can have your point. If you want, you can have a point per country, I don't mind, or you can give yourself a point for the whole thing. Number 3, which continent is Egypt in? You should have put Africa. We learned a lot about Africa. We learned about its shape, we learned about the River Nile, we learned that Egypt was in the top corner, we learned all about the pyramids and the landmarks. We did loads of stuff on that. So yes, Egypt is in Africa. Now, in an electric circuit, what does a bulb look like? I'm going to draw this because I can't really explain it without drawing it, and I'm just going to do the symbol attached to 2 wires. Now you don't have to have it attached to 2 wires. It looks like that. Can you see? It's a circle with a cross through it. And that's a bulb in an electric circuit. Hopefully you got that one. Tricky though. There is another way of doing it, but I didn't teach you that. So you won't have got that one. Hopefully you got the one with the cross to it. Right. How does sound travel through the air or any medium? It travels in waves, which is why I was doing this. It travels in waves through the air, vibrating all the particles around it. So, when we wrote to Mrs. Gooding, and I'd like to, you can have a point if you have included the word persuade. Okay, we were trying to persuade her with our persuasive letters to go to Wicksteed Park, weren't we? Because she didn't think it was very educational, and we were trying to explain to her that there are lots more benefits than just educational trips. So we were trying to persuade. Half point for convince. It was more of a persuasive right than a convincing right. And then, can you name a woodwind instrument? There's lots of those. You can have a little Google of that if you want. Things like flutes, clarinets, recorder, saxophone, those sorts of things. If you want to give it a little Google, see if you were correct. You might have gone much wider and more brilliant than me, so have a little look at that one. And how many parts are there in the Holy Trinity? Well, the TRI at the start of Trinity is tri. We know that tri means 3. So there are 3 parts to the Holy Trinity, and they all make up God, if you remember. And you can have a bonus point if you got the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Well done, you. Okay. I'm not sure I've done 10, you know. I think I've got too much writing on my page. I'm going to count in a minute, and if not, I'll give you the extra one that I've got on my page. So, if I was measuring a shed to the nearest hole, I would use metres. So if you got metres, you are correct. If you went really fancy and said metres and centimetres, because you might have metres, and then you might have to add a little bit on, then you can have that as well. I'll give you that. So let me count my question, see if I've got this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I knew I'd miss one. Okay, I've got 10 if you want it. Are UV rays good or bad for your skin? Are UV rays good or bad for your skin? And you can pause me now, write down your answer, and then I will reveal the answer in 10 seconds, just to give you a little bit of time. I don't want to get in the way of your quiz. UV rays are bad for your skin. They can damage your skin, and we looked at all those different reasons for that, didn't we, in science. We said that sun is good for our skin, but the UV rays, the invisible rays, they're not as good for us, and they are a little bit damaging and can hurt our skin and make us a little bit poorly. So they are not good. They're bad for our skin. Okay, 11 minutes. Ooh, Miss Billington, this quiz is long. This is more fun. This is a good round, round 2. Hopefully you've added up your score for round 1. And now we can crack on with round 2, which is good fun. Okay, it's about knowing our class. Ooh, I wonder how many of us know our class really well. So, round 2, number 1. How many girls are in our class at the moment? How many girls are in our class? Miss Bennington, when I was working out the answer, had to do this. Had to go back to the old fingers and name all my girls. But I got there in the end. How many girls in our class? Number 1. Number 2, when we do our writing and we do English and we talk about lots of different words and vocabulary that we can use, there's one word that Miss Billington doesn't like. What is Miss Billington's worst word? Ooh, it's not necessarily a horrible word, it's just a word that's a bit pants. See if you can think about the worst word for me. That's number 2. Number 3, right at the start of the year when we were trying to get really interested about the Egyptians, and we wanted to get as much interest as we could, we went to a museum, if you remember. Really, really good trip. We looked at all the mummies and we talked to the man, and we had a little look at the dinosaurs while we were there as well, didn't we? What city was that museum in? Now, year 4s don't get mixed up with last year, because we did a museum trip then as well. Don't get mixed up with that. So what museum did we visit at the start of this school year? Where were we in the world? Number 4. Had to include this one because we've done it so many times that we should know the answer now. What is Miss B's favourite dessert? So after dinner, almost every day actually, which is not very good, but we all have a treat, don't we? What is my favourite dessert to have? That's number 4. Number 5. Ooh. Cast your minds back to our reading this year. Think about the books we've read. Think about the light jar. We liked the light jar, didn't we? Really, really good. Who was the main character in the light jar? Sorry about that. I had to pause my video because I had a phone call. Nobody ever calls me. So who, for number 5, who was the main character in the light jar? That main person, the main character. Number 6. Quite an easy easy one. I think it's quite an easy one if you pay attention to the week. Which day of the week do we reveal pineapple of the week? So when do we do the pineapple ceremony and hand over the glowing pineapple to the new pineapple of the week? What day do we do that? What do you think? Okay. Number 7. What is our it's newish. Mrs. Gooding has introduced it recently, I think. What is our school motto? It's only short. It's very short and sweet and apt, and we say it quite a lot in life, especially in our learning. And it's our new school motto. Think about this. Okay. Number 8. Oh, it's time for this. Hello. So, okay, this is a Hugo-based question. So anybody who has been tracking Hugo's life with me, he's yawning again, he's always yawning. Hugo has got his birthday in June. So he has his birthday in June 22nd, I think. But, stop yawning. How old will Hugo be in June? So this June, how old will Hugo be? How many years old is Hugo? I'll let him go back to sleep now. That was question 8. Okay. Question 9. What are the names of the 3 school guinea pigs that are living in my house at the moment and eating all of my vegetables? What are their 3 names? Give you a clue. They're all food, I think. Yeah, you can eat them all. And number 10. This time last year, and you'll still know this even if you weren't in my class, I think, I took part in a sporting event to raise money for charity. I would like you to tell me in your quiz answer, what was the name of that sporting event that I took part in this time last year? Been a whole year. Crazy. So, that was number 10. Which event did I take part in this time last year? Sporting event. And then I will reveal the answers. So, if you want to talk about them with family, pause me now, because I'm about to reveal the answers of the quiz when I get the right way around. Round 2. How many girls in our class? There are 8 girls in our class, I think. And if I'm wrong, email across and tell me I'm wrong. I counted about 4 times. I'm sure there are 8 girls in our class. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. What is Miss B's worst word? Question 2. The answer is nice. That is a rubbish word. There are so many better words than nice. Right, number 3. The museum we visited that had the Egyptians and the dinosaurs in was in Leicester. Last year we went to one in Peterborough. Hope you didn't get that one by mistake. It was Leicester. Question 4. My most all-time favourite dessert is ice cream of literally any flavour. So if you've got ice cream, you're correct. If you put ice cream sundae, you can also have that. But it is ice cream in any shape or form. Who was the main character in The Light Jar? If you remember, it wasn't actually that long ago we finished it. We did finish it before we broke up for our time at home. His name was Nate. Nate was the main character in The Light Jar, wasn't he? It was all about him. Which day do we reveal Pineapple of the Week? We reveal it on a Friday, don't we? We have Friday feelings and we do all the house points and everything else, and we do Pineapple of the Week on a Friday. Our school motto is rise to the challenge. We rise, don't we? Rising up. So if you've got rise, okay, or rising to the challenge, rise to the challenge, you can have a point. Ooh, question 8 was the Hugo question. His birthday is in June and he will be 3 years old in June. getting an old man now. So if you've got 3, you are correct. The school guinea pigs are called Nacho, Oreo and Fudge, all of which you can eat, which is ironic because they eat everything. Very big fat guinea pigs. Love them. Number 10 is the last one. The event that I took part in last year to raise money for charity was the London Marathon, and it's been cancelled this year, which is a shame, but hopefully everybody will get to do it again when it's reorganised. It's only been postponed, so hopefully it'll be back on again. Well, total up all your scores for that round out of 10. Total up all your scores for round 1. Add them together. Let me know what you got. You might have got over 20 because you might have given yourself some bonus points for things. But let me know how you got on anyway. It's only a bit of fun. I'll be really interested to see. Okay, and if you like the quiz and you want another quiz next week, we will go for it. Okay, take care, stay safe, keep smiling. See you later.